Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Last night we saw, an incredible maestro of the ring in Alexander Usyk just dissect and obliterate an extremely good heavyweight in Daniel Dubois. And the impression I got watching that genius at work was that for every second you're not throwing a punch, you're worried about what's coming at you. Because Usyk is so incredible, so amazing. He creates that constant mentality of doubt in the opponent, that constant feeling of, I've got to do something. Am I defending? Should I attack now? He makes really good fighters doubt themselves, second guess themselves, simply because, and of course the pressure is not just physical, and it's extremely mental, and it unravels anyone who isn't, mentally made out of steel as well as physically. Now, there's another fighter who does precisely the same thing, and that fighter is Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez. The difference is that this guy, of course, is at the moment he's a super-fly. He's 25 years of age. He's only 5'4". He's called Bam because apparently the nickname originally was Bambino, although I think Bam probably suits him better because he's a tough little sod. And he stopped in the 10th round PHUMELELA CAFU, an excellent, better fighter than I thought he was, to be honest with you. He stopped him in the 10th round to unify the WBC and WBO super-flyweight titles. Now, Rodriguez was, I wouldn't say flawless, but just extremely good. He's probably a little less, slightly, we're talking minuscule amounts, slightly more cavalier than Usyk, perhaps doesn't quite have Usyk's IQ, but then who does? But nevertheless, everything about Bam is up in the heavens, and he's only 25, and he's going to get better. This is the scary thing. And make no mistake about it, PHUMELELA CAFU, who came in off an upset win over Kozai Tanaka in Japan, that was October last year. He won a split decision in Japan against Tanaka. Tanaka himself is an extremely well-established fighter, won belts at different weights and so on and so forth. Cafu showed a lot of craftiness, a lot of ring IQ, a lot of nous, and a lot of skill and determination, and a very good engine to upset the apple cart in Japan. He tried the same thing over in, I can't remember what part of America it was. Am I right in saying, was it in Texas? I can't remember. Anyway, wherever it was, he tried the same thing in Jesse Rodriguez's backyard, essentially. And it just didn't come off. And it didn't come off because despite having an awful lot to offer, more than I thought he did, to be honest with you, the South African fighter Cafu wasn't able to force Rodriguez to put the brakes on. Rodriguez was just relentless. And even though he comes forward looking to hurt you with every single punch, looking to befuddle you and bewilder you with every single punch, with every single feint, with every single hook and cross, nevertheless, despite the fact that Cafu seemed quite content to sort of, camp in the corners and let Rodriguez, use up huge gulps of energy, I got the impression that Bam was quite capable of going 12 rounds, and that it was a tactic from Cafu that was going to help him survive the rounds, maybe even make them competitive, because he was countering at times quite well. He did land a fair few backhands himself. Bam, by the way, is a southpaw. Cafu is orthodox. But if you look at Bam, he went 12 rounds with Israel Gonzalez, and then there was Hernandez, wasn't there, who went 12 rounds down at flyweight. He stopped people this was in the 10th round. He stopped Sonny Edwards after 9 rounds. Sonny retired on his corner after that. And in fact, this was a corner retirement too, because in the 10th round, Bam finally landed a big right hook to the top of the head that sort of unhinged Kafu and had him skidding along the ropes. And on this occasion, he wasn't choosing to be there. He wasn't looking to counterpunch. He wasn't looking to slip and slide and make things awkward for Bam. He was just trying to survive. And Bam smelt blood, went after him, battered him. Kafu leant in, desperately tried to grab and hold. The pair of them hit the floor. When they got up, Bam jumped all over him, the proverbial sauce over spaghetti, let his hands go, and the referee rightly stepped in. The referee had actually checked on Kafu at just before the start of the 10th round because he was concerned about him. But it was really an exemplary performance by Rodriguez, who at no point looked like he was huffing and puffing, was consistently firing salvos, worked well to the body. Kafu, I think it was Sergio Mora, made the comment that Kafu is kind of a reactive puncher. He's quite happy to sit back and let you do your work, and then he will react to what's coming at you. Bam Rodriguez is the polar opposite. Bam will come straight at you, let his hands go, and I think one of the commentators said he doesn't actually watch films of his opponents. He leaves it up to his trainer, and they just, then he gets in the ring and does what he's supposed to do, follows the tactics, follows the game plan. And Kafu gradually, having thought to himself, well, at some point this guy must surely slow down, and then maybe I can start doing my own work. You could sort of sense that he was becoming somewhat demoralized as the fight went on, because Bam just wasn't slowing down. And Kafu, at some point, if he wanted to win the fight, had to let his hands go. Because as we saw with Alberto Puello against Subriel Mateus, you can be a very, very good counterpuncher off the ropes, hang on the ropes all night long and counterpunch and slip and slide. And you might well not get the decision. I thought Puello won that fight against Mateus. There was no way that Kafu was going to beat Rodriguez, because Rodriguez he was too accurate. He was too good with his footwork, was exemplary as well. I mean, he gets in, he controls that middle distance perfectly. He doesn't mind getting up close and having a bit of a phone booth tear up. He's not overly keen on the long distance stuff because it's just not his style. It doesn't fit into his mentality as much as his style. And he knew that if he did that, if he stood off at any point, Kafu was probably going to come out of his shell. Kafu didn't get a chance to come out of his shell. Kafu was pretty much dominated. The thing about Kafu, this is an interesting point made by the commentators, is he's got 3 draws on his record, and 2 of them are against, South African journeymen I've never heard of. And that kind of indicates that he is a pure counterpuncher, that he is someone who likes to react to what's coming at him rather than be proactive. So, yeah, it just wasn't going to work with Rodriguez. He got away with it against Tanaka. Tanaka, an aggressive fighter with a very much that typical Japanese style. But he had enough about him to sort of pinch rounds and win a split decision. That was never going to happen with Rodriguez. I think I might have, of the 9 completed rounds, I might have given Kafu 1 or 2. 1, I think it was 1 actually. But there's no doubt about it, at 25 years of age, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, top 5 pound for pound easy, and will get better. At only 25, he will get better and better. Hall of Famer, definitely coming up to being a Hall of Famer. He's already a 2-weight unified champ. He's got the Ring Magazine belt at super-flyweight. I don't know whether he'll try and unify the whole lot at 115 and then go up to bantam maybe. We'll see. But a really good fighter, really, really good fighter. Let me know what you think. Did you watch this fight? If you did, please leave your comments below. And hit the like button if you like the video, and please subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the weekend's boxing. I certainly did. Bye for now.